That bitch bad, watch her blow a hole back. She gets away. Run away, she gets away.
Hey you guys, we're going to be jumping right into the video with my eyebrows already done. Today I'm going to be using two foundations, which are Fit Me in the color Cappuccino and Revlon Color Stay in the color Caramel. Okay you guys, I'm going to be taking this Revlon stick to apply my foundation because I'm running out. So yeah, I'm applying that to my face and I'm going to be blending that foundation out with my damp beauty blender. So as you see me doing here is applying that foundation to my eye, only because I want to have a base for my eyeshadow since I don't have a primer because I ran out again. So yeah, that's just what I'm doing here, is going back in with the Fit Me and the Revlon, and I'm just gonna blend that out with my beauty blender. Okay y'all, here I'm just blending my foundation out, but I want to give a huge tip on the beauty blender. Always clean your beauty blender. This is what's going to give you that flawless look, girl. Clean your beauty blender every time, because this is what's going to give you that flawless skin, to make it look like skin and not look like you have like a whole bunch of makeup just packed on. So here you guys, I'm just going back in with that foundation and blending it on my eye because I'm a dry skinned girl and my eyes be so crusty during this time. So that's all I'm doing, is going back in for a second time, just blending that foundation into my skin and really packing it in, so then I can apply my concealer. Okay, so now I am using my Maybelline concealer that I purchased from Walmart for $4. And also, I think you can get this from your beauty supply store, but I'm not sure. But it's cheap, so, and it works really good. So I'm just applying that under my eye, on the bridge of my nose, and I'm going to be applying that on my cupid's bow, my chin, my forehead. And you want to apply it in those areas because that's where the sun mostly hits you at. So here I'm going back in with my beauty blender and I'm just going to blend that concealer out, and I'm blending it really good just so it doesn't crease throughout the day or anything. So here I am just blending. Okay y'all, so we're going to be moving on to contour, and I'm going to be taking my True Complex palette and I'm going to be using the darkest shade in that palette. When I say this palette is bomb, y'all, I really recommend this palette. It's only $6 and you can purchase this from Target, but yeah, this palette is really bomb. So what I'm just going to be doing here is contouring my face, my forehead, my nose, my cheeks, my jawline. And I want to mention this because I didn't do it in the video. When contouring, instead of dragging it straight down into your face, I think it's easier to blend it out in circular motions, because as you can see, I was struggling a little bit. But yeah, just blend it out in circular motions because it's way easier. But as the video progresses, I'll like blend the contour out with my CoverGirl powder, so it won't look so harsh. So here, you guys, I am really pushing that color into my face, giving my face more definition and also warming up my face. So here I am just going to be taking that brown color from that palette you guys just saw me use, and I will leave that in the description box, and I'm just pushing that color into my jawline, on my neck, on my forehead, just really pushing that color into my skin. I'm also going to be contouring my nose on this scene. So when contouring your nose, you want to start from the inner crease of your eye crease, and you want to bring that down to the sides of your nose, as you see I'm doing here. I'm just really bringing that down with my e.l.f. brush I'm using. So here, you guys, on this scene, I'm just going to be giving that nose contour, that finger blend. So I'm just really patting and blending out that contour on my nose really good. As you see I'm doing here, I'm taking it from the crease and bringing it down to the bridge of my nose and just blending it out. Next, I am going to be going into that palette, and I'm going to be applying that powder under where I contoured at, and that is just to make the contour appear more sharper. So as you see, I'm really patting that powder into my skin really good and under my eye, so my concealer won't crease or anything. And also just to set my face. Now I am taking that same brush and just brushing off the excess so I won't have any white cast or look ghosty. Now I am going into my CoverGirl's palette, and I'm going to be applying that on the parts I just applied that powder, just to get rid of that cast so I don't have any flashbacks. And I'm also going to be going into the True Complex palette and using the second darkest shade to also get rid of that cast. Okay, back to what I was saying before about the contour not being so easy to blend out. Once I went back in that True Complex palette and I took that second darkest shade and just blended the two together and blended it in my face, really pushing that True Complex palette color in, it all came together and looked really nice, especially on camera. Okay, now we're going to be starting with my eyes, and that's mainly what I want to focus on in this video, is just my eyes, because the eye is like really bold. So I just went into that palette and I'm taking that darkest brown shade and I'm going to be applying that into my crease. So you see me here just really packing that color into my crease, preparing for my other darker shades. So like I was saying before, I'm just really taking that brown from that palette and really packing it into my crease, as you see I'm doing here, so we can prepare for that burgundy we're going to be applying into the crease. So here you guys, I'm going to be going back into that palette with that burgundy shade you guys just see me point at. And I will also list this palette in the description box where I purchased it from. So here I am, it's just really packing that burgundy shade into my crease just to warm and deeper the brown so we can prepare for the darker shadows, which are the black liner, the gel liner we're going to be applying to our crease. So here you just see me going back and forth from the inner to the outer corner, really bluffing that color and packing that into the crease. So here I am, it's just really bluffing that burgundy into the inner crease really good. I'm also going to go back into that palette and use that same shade and apply that to the outer crease. I'm also going to be applying a dark purple shade from that palette in the outer crease, and that's just to deepen and darken the smoky eye even more, so we can have that night fall effect that I also love. So what I just did here is went back in that same palette and I'm using that dark purple shade, and I'm using that dark purple shade to prepare for the black shadow I'm going to be using also from the same palette, just to prepare that so when we put our liner, black liner on, it's easier to blend out. So here I'm finally applying that black shadow from that palette I've been using onto my lid to prepare that for the liner we're going to put all over our lid to smoke it out. Okay, you guys, so what I'm doing here, I'm going to be applying that black liner all over the lid, and then I'm going to go back into the same palette with that black and just smoke it out really, really good. Here all I'm doing is going back into those transition shades, only because since the black is so dark, you just have to keep going back into the transition shades just to blend everything out and make everything come together. So now for my favorite part, we're going to be moving on to highlight, and I'm going to be highlighting the highest points of my face, the bridge of my nose, a little on my cupid's bow, and we just gonna glow, girl. Oh yeah, and I'm also using the hot light from the True Complex palette. Y'all, this palette is really bomb. It's really bomb. So yeah, y'all see that glow? Here I am going to be taking my 3D mascara, and I'm going to be coating my top and bottom lashes with part A and part B. First we're going to start with part A, just really coating them, getting them really black, so when I put on my falsies it's easier to apply them. So here I'm just really coating that really good with part A of the 3D mascara. Y'all, this mascara is really good too. Yeah, just really coating those really good. And I'm also going to be applying my lashes off camera because I was having a hard time, but I will do a separate video how to apply your lashes. So yeah. Okay y'all, I just got back from off camera, and now I'm applying that 3D mascara part A on my falsies. So I'm just applying part A to blend my real lashes and the falsies together, and I'm going to also be going with part B to blend them together even more. But now I am moving on to my lips, and today we're going to be using a nude lip only because the eye is so dark. Here I am struggling to find my lip liner, but here I go. So now I am lining my lips, and I'm also going to be filling my lips in with that pencil, and then I'm going to be going in with a lippy I purchased from my beauty supply store. So yeah, here I'm just lining my lips and filling them in. Here you guys, I'm going to be taking that brown lip liner in Espresso, and that's just to line my lips really good. So here I am just lining my Cupid's bow, really scoping it out. Now we're moving on to blush, and I'm going into my mini e.l.f. blush palette, and I'm going to be using that on my cheeks just to bring my face more color and make my cheeks more rosier. So here I am, it's just applying that blush onto my cheeks. But this is the finished look, you guys. Now we're about to go into some slow-mo.